I'm gonna probably upload this on my birthday, but it's the 10th right now. My birthday is in 2 days, but I don't really feel like waking up at 5 a.m. and recording this video on my birthday because that's basically the only time I'll be able to. I'm gonna turn 16 pretty soon, and I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about just the concept of time passing. It's like for the past few months even. I just kind of go through the motions with school and stuff, you know. I wake up, eat breakfast, drive to school. I honestly can't tell the difference between different school days. Like, sometimes if someone asks me, like, oh, did the teacher say that in class yesterday? And I'm like, wait, was that yesterday? I thought it was like 3 days ago. And I genuinely cannot tell the difference, and it's scary because every day is so similar and it passes so fast. You start losing track of time, literally. And I realized that's the reason why adults start complaining that, the time passes so fast when you get old. And that's because as you get older, you start falling into more of these daily routines that keep repeating themselves over and over again. It's the reason why we as children, we thought like summer vacation was like felt like 2 years, because every day we do something different, you know. We just stare at the ceiling for like 3 hours. But when we start getting distracted by mostly like shallow work as adults, when we go to our job from 9 to 5, and 80% of the time is just kind of doing random stuff, just like scrolling through emails, mindlessly typing. At that point, you can't really tell apart the days, and therefore the days just start going by faster. It's also the reason when people go on vacation after work, those like 2 weeks of vacation can genuinely feel like a couple months, because you're so used to this routine, and then even if you change it like very subtly, those 2 weeks every day just feels different. You can actually feel every hour passing again. You're not just mindlessly zoned in doing the same thing over and over again. So recently I've been going to bed after a school day, and just right before I like fall asleep, just this thought appears in my mind that like, oh shit, how? I just remember waking up this morning. How am I already going to bed? And then I look back on all of the other days that week that I was laying in bed thinking the same thing, and I realized that a whole month just passed. We were doing this lab in school, and we decided to check back on it because it was due like a month after we did it. And we looked at the date that we did it. The due date was exactly a month later. We were doing it like 2 days before it. And we looked at the due date. We looked at the date, and it was exactly a month ago. And that was just insane to us because we had remembered doing the lab. And I asked all of my friends, and they were like, bro, it literally felt like it was last week. And that's because every day was the same. And so you just grouped days into weeks and weeks into months. I think meditation contributed to my life mostly because I started thinking about just the concept of death, like in itself. And I'm not saying like, oh, like this guy's suicidal, like, oh, thinking about death, that's so weird. And yeah, it is weird. But I'm thinking about death more like just it's a natural process that obviously happens to everyone. And Marcus Aurelius says that if you fear a natural process, then you're just kind of stupid because, you know, it's in line with nature. And nothing that's in line in nature can inherently be bad. And just thinking about death makes you, it makes you scared, but it also makes you realize, I know it sounds cliche, but what's important in life? Like, if you think about your funeral right now, you're gonna be feeling, well, actually, no, you'll be dead. Actually, okay, wait, don't imagine your funeral. Imagine you on your deathbed when you can still feel and think about things. What would you be thinking about? Would you be thinking about, like, that random moment someone insulted you in 3rd grade, or that time you bought this supercar, or that time you drove that supercar to, like, the supermarket or something and people looked at it? Or will you be thinking back to those times that just naturally make you smile? Will you be thinking back to those times you like played with your cat for like 3 hours that one day and you were just so locked in, no thoughts in your mind, your anxiety just disappeared? Will you be thinking about that one time your mom, I don't know, like taught you how to cook scrambled eggs and you ended up like burning yourself or something. I don't know. You're gonna think back to those times where you were just, I could say, in a flow state where no thoughts in your mind, where you were truly happy. And you'll probably notice that most of those times are spent with other people, whether you do something together or you do something for another person. I've noticed that some of the most happiest times in my life have been where I've helped a person, where I've contributed to society. I guess you could say that. Rarely are the happiest times the times where it's just selfish indulgence. Like the times where you like bapped like 3 times a day or watched like 5 hours of Netflix. You weren't really happy. You were just kind of like zoned out. And that's not true happiness. So yeah, this was a bit of a yap session. If you made it this far, thank you, bro. I'm 16 now. Well, not now, but in 2 days. So I'll be 16 when you're watching this. Bro, that's kind of insane. Tell me if you, in the comments, if you're enjoying more of these unfiltered videos. I'm just trying to be more authentic and speak just for longer. Just get better at speaking. If you can tell, there's probably aren't that many cuts in this video. Although there are cuts, I just speak for longer segments, if that makes sense. So yeah, bro, appreciate your parents, man. I know that's my